this is Zach Mel. This is for CIS 210 data structures, class 12. So we're supposed to be comparing a bubble sort to our index sort, which we couldn't really do. So we were supposed to do a frequency sort. And yeah, let's go through. So I made my bubble sort. It does what it's supposed to do. There's really nothing fancy about it. It rearranges the list by popping them one at a time to the next highest location until it's all done. To create the list itself, it's a relatively slow process. So it's going to create a list of 99,999 because that's what your list is. And I just figured I might as well run the video while I go through my test. So let's see how this goes. Hopefully it works. So this is going to take quite a bit. So I'm going to pause it and we'll come back when it stops. So I'll see you in a minute. Alright, welcome back. So as we see, this took quite a bit to sort it out. But still, in the end, I end up with one pretty nice looking organized list. So, I mean, long first run, but after that you get a beautiful list. So before we start comparing, let's go ahead and let's get rid of that now that we've got our lists all together. And then here's my offbeat version of my frequency one. So it was my indexed search originally, but this is just another copy of it. And yeah, I went through and I didn't want to deal with, I wanted to have duplicates so I could do a proper comparison because bubble sort keeps them. So I went ahead and basically just continued doing what it did before, except now it runs through and flips the dictionary around and lets me have duplicates. So it's not really index searching, but I've still got the index search if I needed to use it. But it's doing I'll say a mediocre frequency type search, because from what I discovered, the frequency search should be printing out, like all of the most common one first and second, third, fourth, yada, yada, yada. And this does like a kind of okay job of it. So we'll just run this real quick. And as you see, instant though, 0.2 seconds. Can't really complain about that. And then we've got our index list. So it actually does take the most commons, and those are up here. It's just they're not in order. I don't know why, but it works out pretty well. So after that, I made an area. I have an area where I just kind of test everything now to keep it all the same. They all go through the exact same tests. I'm just using their output text files that they're creating. So we'll put the index one in there, and then we'll go ahead and throw bubble sort. That's this list. Throw that in there. And so I've got, not that one. This one right here. So it's just kind of some of the tests that we've been running. Does a quick check of the range, minimum, maximum, and then it calculates the most common integer in the list, which is also why I didn't want to use the indexing search in the way it does, because there's no duplicates, so there is no most common, or it could really just pick out anything it wants, which isn't much of a fair test. So to start, actually we'll run this one first. So this is our index list, so it's, like I said, it's fairly sorted. So we're going to do the same thing, pause and come back, and I will see you in a minute or two. Alright, so here we are. Just a refresher, index list ran first. Came in at 95 seconds in total. Not terrible, not great. Let's just go ahead and plug in our bubble list and run the same. So, same exact process. We'll check back in when it finishes. Alright, welcome back. So our bevel sort's done doing all of its requirements, and we finished in about 15 seconds sooner. And as you see, all the same results, so they're all figuring out the correct thing. So, I mean, once a list is created, I'd say bubble sort's better, because obviously it's giving you a completely sorted list. But then going through like my offbeat frequency, that one's faster at creating the lists, but I mean, if this list was to grow in excess, let's say to 1,000,000 integers, who knows? Bubble sort could definitely prove to be a way faster advantage. Um, I mean, even if you look at some of the other searches we've done, 80 and 95 is incredibly fast because, if I remember correctly, some of the searches were taking upwards of 15 to 20 minutes. So, I mean, you can definitely see the speed performance on both of them. But yeah, that's all I got for now. So hopefully you enjoyed. Have a good one.